are those individuals that you're just physically attracted to going to give you a fraction of as much as you have with somebody who's really aligned with you on every other level? I think this is the thing that most of us guys don't think about when we step outside of our marriage or step outside of our committed partnership to entertain some baseline biological physical attraction. I'm going to tell you why physical attraction is probably the least important thing to think about when looking for a long-term partner. And here's why. So before I get into physical attraction and talking about all that specifically, I want to outline some of the things that I know I took into consideration when committing to partnership with my wife, and also things that I see all men and women naturally taking into consideration, right? There is financial compatibility. How do we make money? How do we generate resources and income for ourselves? How do we provide for our family, for each other, in the life that we want to create together? There is family compatibility. Do we want children? What is our lifestyle going to look like? What does it look like what are the things we value? What are the things that are most important to us? What do I want to create for myself as an individual on this planet? What is my personal mission? What is our collective vision for the lives that we have together? And there's so many other layers too, right? There's sexual compatibility. That's a really important one we can talk about. But ultimately, I find that, especially nowadays, there's still a lot of us guys out there who are making our primary decisions on who is a potential partner or not based on physical attraction. Now, I'll put the disclaimer here before I lose your guys' interest. I'm not saying physical attraction is irrelevant. I'm just saying it shouldn't be the number one deciding factor in determining whether or not this is a long-term partner possibility for you. So here's why. Number one, I hate to break it to you, but if you want to live with a lifetime partner, you're both going to be old and wrinkly and less attractive someday than you are now. That's just the reality, right? If you're going to be getting old and growing old with somebody, at some point, physical attraction is going to become irrelevant. There's almost nobody that is drop dead sexy in their 60s and 70s and 80s, and definitely not in their 90s. That's just the way biology works, right? So aside from physical attraction, maybe something to think about that's more important is sexual compatibility, right? And there's a difference here. Physical attraction to me is one component of sexual compatibility, but something that withstands the test of time more so than physical attraction is your ability to have good sexual chemistry and communication with a partner. So what does that look like? That looks like having a sexual character and profile that matches what your partner presents. So if you're somebody who's really kinky in the bedroom and you've got a lot of these taboo desires and things you want to bring into the bedroom, if you want to be fully expressed in your sexuality for a lifetime with a specific partner, you got to choose somebody that's going to be at least supportive of that. They may not have to match you necessarily with exactly where you are as far as your kinkiness, but you want to find somebody that's going to at least entertain those and to develop greater sexual compatibility with you. So to me, that's something that's going to be more relevant into your 40s, 50s, 60s, and later on 70s versus physical attraction at face value. This is also someplace that a lot of us guys get in trouble with because you hear about it all the time. You see these older men that cheat on their wives with a younger woman because they prioritize physical attraction. But what I've come to know in just my 7 years of being in committed partnership and marriage with my wife is that over the years, there's so many other things that are important to me than just her physical appearance. And she knows that I am incredibly attracted to her physically. It's just not the most important thing to me. What I care more about is the way that we are together as a family, the way she raises our children with me, the outlook we have on our lives, what we want to create together. Because if any of you guys really care about long-term committed partnership, then you're starting to think about the things like, where are we going to live someday? What is that going to look like? How are we going to generate resources for our family? How are we going to raise our kids? Where do we want to be 10, 20, 30 years from now? And are we heading in a trajectory from what we know right now that's going to be compatible into the future? Physical attraction is guaranteed to change, right? I don't care how much you work out. I don't care how much water you drink and how much sunscreen you wear. We're all going to look different as we get older. But there's certain things that withstand the test of time more than our physical appearance. And what I'm suggesting is that we prioritize those things in determining whether or not somebody's compatible as a life partner. Again, yes, physical attraction is important because that feeds our sexual desires and our ability to be sexually compatible with somebody. but it's such a small drop in the bucket when it comes to actually determining, can I be with this person for a lifetime? So absolutely, if you're in more of the recreational relationship phase and you're dating around and you're just having fun and exploring what you're looking for in a longer term partner, then heck yeah, definitely go after somebody that you're attracted to. And even in a long-term partner, if you can meet all of those other compatibility requirements and you're incredibly attracted to them physically, awesome. But here's a word from the opposite side of things. Don't let the physical attraction be the number one or a significant determining factor in whether or not somebody's compatible with you for a lifetime. Because you might miss out on somebody that actually checks off a lot of the boxes. And if you count them out just because you're looking for somebody hotter, somebody who's got a bigger butt or is more fit, then ask yourself, how important is that really to me? How important is that going to be to me 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 20 years from now? Would you trade somebody who's got a really nice ass but doesn't support your vision and where you want to go in your life at all? Or would you rather have somebody who matches where you want to go in your life, but maybe you're not as physically attracted to them as you would be to somebody else? And also, if you're in a long-term partnership and a lot of those boxes are checked off and time is going on and you see yourself looking and being attracted to other people, ask yourself this: are those individuals that you're just physically attracted to going to give you a fraction of as much as you have with somebody who's really aligned with you on every other level? I think this is the thing that most of us guys don't think about when we step outside of our marriage or step outside of our committed partnership to entertain some baseline biological physical attraction. So some things to think about. And again, this is no judgment here. These are just my thoughts and my opinions. But what I've found is that physical attraction becomes less relevant over time. And I'm incredibly attracted to my wife, and it's on so many different levels than just her physical appearance. I find it incredibly sexy the way that she is in her work. She's so attractive to me that her energy and her sexiness that's not physical, but just her attitude and her vibe is so sexy to me by comparison to her physical appearance, which is also amazing. But just an idea, something to look at, a way to approach this and think about it differently as you start to consider long-term committed partnership with somebody to be with for a lifetime. All right, I hope you enjoyed this message. Tune in next week for another Monday morning meditation, and be well.